Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and I am joined tonight by none other than, that's right, we are here with our special guest tonight, which is none other than fabulous Christopher Mabry. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Here, how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm burned up, but
we're also joined tonight by none other than Dragon Viper. How you doing tonight, Mr. Dragon Viper?
well, it's like I was saying, I'm burning here. It's pretty hot in my apartment. So other than that, doing good. And there goes Ace.
Yeah, I think he's having tech issues. He'll probably be back here in a minute. So in the meantime, what movies have you seen this past week?
Actually, to be honest, I really have not seen a movie this week. I've been really busy. My new term for college just started up this week, and so I've been really busy with that and work. So I'm ashamed to say I actually have not seen a movie yet at all this week.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either. I think last week, Avatar was on, but I was busy with something. But I do remember watching Avatar before, and it was a good movie. I need to sit and watch it again, but it wasn't too bad.
We apologize for the technical difficulties.
Yeah. But I mean, Avatar, it was kind of it took a while to make before it was released. But
yeah, I've never actually seen it. I mean, isn't that movie kind of long?
It is. I think it's about 3 hours. 3 hours long. And it also had, like technical components to it. That had to do that. So.
All right. So let's go. What?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say we might as well start on our top three, or talk about John Travolta. So, what do you have a top list of John Travolta movies that were good?
I know Top Gun was good. I remember seeing that, and he's been in a bunch of others. I have to think of some. What were your top three?
I actually, it was really, really difficult, like some other actors, to just pick, just three, because he's an amazing actor. He's awesome. And I mean, so I did a top four, because I just could not decide. I mean, you had Grease, Face Off was another one that, I mean, he does real well in that movie with Nicolas Cage. Then you had The Punisher, and Wild Hogs. And Wild Hogs, I don't really see him much in a comedic act besides Grease, but I thought that one was really well. I mean, he did very well in that too. So.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Wild Hogs. I know he did Mission Impossible and Top Gun. I kind of forgot he was in Mission Impossible and all that.
No, we're not talking about Tom Cruise. We're talking about John Travolta.
Oh, okay, yeah. My bad. I kind of get him mixed up. Sorry.
But so, what were your top John Travolta movies?
I would have to think. One would be
Here's
I only
Ace.
have one, and that was yeah,
Ace is back in the funky fresh homes. How's it going?
good.
All right.
No, I would think number one would be we just talked about it.
So what are we talking about here? What do we got going?
Talking about John Travolta's top movies.
John
I have to
Travolta's
say
top
one would be
movies.
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs. Wild Hogs. So Wild Hogs was actually for John Travolta, man. Yeah, that was definitely an excellent movie. You can't go wrong with Wild Hogs. However, I think there's one key movie that you guys, and maybe I missed it, that you guys might have talked about when I was off, but I can tell you right now, I think it's still one of his key movies of all time here. It's a musical. I want to see if you guys know where I'm going with this one.
Okay.
Where do you think I'm going with this one?
Either Grease or Saturday Night Fever.
I'm going with Grease.
I'm going with Grease. I'm going
Okay.
with Grease. Grease.
Oh,
How can you not?
I guess Saturday Night Fever is not really a musical. It's got music in it.
No. Saturday Night Fever is not musical. It's not musical at all. Grease, you have to definitely put that up there, and definitely his top 5. If not his top 3, I mean, come on, man. That really showed his dancing skills, his singing skills, all stupendous, man. So I don't know exactly where you guys have gotten as far as, what his best movies or whatever were. How far have you guys gotten?
We kind of were doing the best movies for top 3.
All right, so what have you guys said so far was your top 3 favorite John Travolta movies?
I can only think of one, and that was Wild Hogs. I'm still trying to think of the other 2.
One John Travolta movie, that's it?
I couldn't remember what all you was
have
in it.
okay, so John Travolta did so many movies that there's no way that you could completely forget about all the movies he has done throughout his professional career. There would be no way. So, Dragon Viper, have you said what your top 3 were yet for John Travolta?
Yes, but I can say it again. I actually couldn't pick 3. I had to pick 4 because I couldn't leave these 4 off the list. Grease number 1, and the other 3, it's just a random order. But I mean, Face Off, with Nicolas Cage, I thought that was awesome. The Punisher and Wild Hogs. I mean, those were top 4 movies that I thought were absolutely wonderful by him.
Wild Hogs! Wild Hogs! Yeah, you definitely cannot forget about Wild Hogs. Now, there are some other movies out there. And Chris, did you forget about Wild Hogs? Was that the one?
No, that was my one. I also remember, I'm looking up his list. He was also in Austin Powers, and I did like that one.
Yeah, so when you look up the way that they have his top, let's say his top 10 movies ranked here, because this is something that we technically do every single week when we talk about his top 10 movies. Well, so I'll tell you, his number 10 movie that they had, which is a very underrated movie. I watched it. It's an awesome movie. It was the movie of Michael. Now, Dragon Viper, have you ever seen Michael?
Yeah, I did.
Don't tell me you didn't like that movie.
No,
Don't tell me you didn't like it.
I did like it. It was kind of heart-wrenching of a movie, but I did like it.
Chris, have you ever seen Michael?
I have. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I'm not too into the. I mean, I can give it a try, but I'm not too into the horror kind of thing or scary.
That's not scary.
Not scary.
It sounded like
Michael.
it.
No, Michael is where John Travolta is actually an angel in this movie. And so they go on this cross-country trip, and they kind of want to travel the world. They're trying to interview him and talk to him about him being an angel, because he's like the only angel out there. And so that's in real life. He's like the only angel out there that's in real life. But it's definitely one of his most underrated movies.
It is.
That I'm like, if you get a chance to watch it, Chris, you should definitely watch it, because Michael was a phenomenal movie. I don't know how they would have Michael ranked at number 10, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know.
because Michael was incredible. I mean, Michael is something that if it's on TV, I'm like I'm gonna watch it. I'm personally gonna watch it, but that right now actually makes me want to go back on there and try and find it and see exactly where it's at, because at this point in time, I don't know where you can find it. Maybe I've never seen it on Hulu. I've never seen it on Netflix. I know now you gotta like pay for the movies you watch to watch on YouTube. It's completely crazy that you have to pay for these movies to watch them now. And even when you buy a certain package on Hulu, it doesn't even mean that you get the whole thing on Hulu. You still have to pay for other packages. But we have our first comment with Joanne. Hello, Joanne. How's it going? We're talking about the movie Michael right now with John Travolta. I'll tell you one of my favorite parts in the movie. And Dragon Viper, I want to see if you agree with me on this. But one of the best parts in the movie Michael was when he goes in the field and goes battle, when he's trying to battle the bull when he's in the field, and he goes head to head
Yeah,
with
I totally
the bull.
agree.
that was an absolute. That one was great. Or the other part in the movie too was when he's like, I want to see the world's biggest ball of twine, and they're like, no, that's out of the way, and he's like, you have 10 seconds to change your mind, and they're like, no, I'm not doing it, and he's like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom, and then he blows the tire. I'm like, that was absolutely awesome.
It was good.
That part was completely amazing too. So number 9, they have his number 9 movie, best movie, ranked as Face Off. Yes, Joanne, I do remember The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. That was also an awesome movie too. Which the only part, and I'm not saying I didn't like that movie, I'm just saying that I didn't like the whole knockoff and spinoff that they did of Bubble Boy. I thought that was, and they actually redid A Boy in the Plastic Bubble too. Hello, Isaiah, how's it going? Welcome to movie night. So I hope you grabbed your drink and your popcorn so you can hop in there and check out a little bit of movie night. All right, so number 8, his number 8 greatest movie of all time was Get Shorty. And I've seen that movie once, but it definitely wasn't one of my favorites. And I might have forgot to mention what number 9 was, but number 9 was actually Face Off. So I do remember that one. Yeah, number 9 was Face Off.
What?
Yeah, they had it at number 9.
Oh man.
They had Get Shorty ahead of Face Off.
No.
That's outrageous.
Exactly. You can't. You got to take Face Off, and you got to switch them around, because I'll tell you what.
Go up.
Face Off was a great movie, man. Okay, which one are you talking about, Isaiah? You're saying I haven't watched it, so don't spoil it, please. Which movie you talking about? Because I don't want to spoil whatever it is. Put it in the comments so that way I don't touch on the movie and we don't spoil it for you.
My guess is Face Off, he's saying.
I'm guessing so, but
I don't know how that's 9 though.
I don't know, because that was actually
Awesome.
one of his better movies. So number 7 they had as Primary Colors. I still would have put Face Off ahead of that one too. So I don't know. So this list to me is kind of insulting if you're John Travolta.
Yeah.
Because I mean, come on, you have Michael at number 10, which was one of his best movies. Okay, and then you have Face Off at number 9, and then you're gonna put Shorty at 8, and you're gonna put Primary Colors at number 7. Well, okay, but that's coming from us. So our perspective is we like the other movies better, but everybody's gonna be completely different. You don't exactly know. And then number 6 is Carrie. Please tell me you've seen Carrie.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie Carrie, but there's so many versions of it.
Well,
yeah.
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, so this one's from 1976.
Oh, I have seen that
yeah.
one.
Yes, this was when John Travolta did it in 76. Yeah, so Joanne, Urban Cowboy was a fantastic movie. I'm still getting to the top 10, so you'll have to wait and see if Urban Cowboy was in there. Carrie being 6, I would still put Face Off ahead of this one still too. So Carrie was tough. Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was still kind of tough.
No.
I did
Urban
find
Cowboy.
Michael on Netflix.
Huh?
Michael is on Netflix.
Okay. So number 5 is where we come to Urban Cowboy. And Urban Cowboy was still. So you've never seen Urban Cowboy?
Who?
You.
I've seen it, but it's been quite a while, and I don't remember it, but I have seen it.
Chris, how about you? Have you seen Urban Cowboy?
It's been a while. Yeah.
Hey,
I might
it
have
was
to go
still
back.
one of his. Yeah, it was still one of his good movies. And then number 4, you have Blowout. Number 3, I cannot believe that number 3 is sitting at Grease. Like, I don't know what 2 movies are ahead of Grease.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Number 3, Grease came in at number 3. I thought that Grease was
He should have been
actually
one.
one of his better. Yeah, absolutely. Because
Mhm.
when you think of John Travolta, you immediately think of Grease. When you think of Pamela Anderson, what else do you think of?
Barbed wire.
Barbed Wire.
Yeah.
That's what you
Baywatch?
think of? That's what you think of?
Baywatch?
Baywatch, yeah.
Baywatch. Oh, okay. All right. Number two was Saturday Night Fever. So Saturday Night Fever actually beat out Grease. I don't know. I personally think that Grease should be number 1. And then number 1, Pulp Fiction. I've seen it. I like it. Top 5. Top 3, potentially not number 1, though. Not number 1. It should definitely be Grease. So I would say Grease, Pulp Fiction, Saturday Night Fever. I would probably go with Michael at number 4, and then number 5 is Face Off. That would probably be my number 5. So Dragon Viper, out of the movies I just named of what they ranked as his top 10 best movies, what would you put it at 5? At your best 5?
Crap. I'd say Grease 1, Face Off 2, Michael 3, trying to remember all of them. That's 3.
That's 3.
I think number 4 would be
Isn't she lovely?
I can't
No?
think of it. No, I didn't like Saturday Night Fever.
What?
I don't know what that's from, but I'm trying to go through that list that you had said. I forgot most of what you had said. So
Yeah, well, if you're talking about the top 10, it was Michael, it was Face Off, it was Get Shorty, it was Primary Colors, it was Carrie, it was Urban Cowboy, it was Blowout, it was Grease, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction.
okay, so 4 would be Pulp Fiction and 5 would be Carrie.
Carrie, Carrie, Carrie. Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie. Sorry.
Wow.
You have to see like that TV show, King of Queens. Okay, I'm sure
I've
you've
seen
seen
that,
that.
yeah.
Before.
I've seen
Absolutely, right? He sits there, Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie.
I don't remember
Doug
that
and
part, but
Carrie.
I have seen it.
Arthur. Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie. Right?
Kevin
Yeah.
James is a bomb.
Kevin James is he's an amazing actor too, but I'm not going to go into Kevin James right now because we're talking about John Travolta. So
Yeah.
speaking of John Travolta, what do you think when you think of John Travolta, because John Travolta has had many genres of movies that he's been in. He's been in serious roles, he's been in comedic roles, he's been in horror films. What do you think is the best one for John Travolta? Like if you're gonna sit down and watch an excellent John Travolta movie, what kind of genre of movie would you like to see? And the crowd goes silent because they don't really know.
No, I know. I'm just not trying to talk over Chris.
No, you're good.
No, I'm
you're
trying
good,
to think
man.
myself.
No, I would say action. I mean, yeah, you had the musical Grease and comedy in that, but action I think is his genre that I like.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of agree. He's more of an action actor, I guess. I mean, he does good in the other roles, but I kind of see him more as an action kind of.
I mean, he is an action guy, but come on, you're overthinking Grease here, man. Don't overthink Grease.
I included Grease. I said he was good in Grease.
I know, but when you think
Wild
of
Hogs, but
Wild Hogs, Wild Hogs.
I was trying not to say that.
Why not? Say it.
mostly-
Say it. Wild Hogs.
But mostly his genre, in my opinion, that I like is him in action movies like Face Off and The Punisher. So
Punisher. So, okay, action. So you're going with action, Chris. You're going with action also. For me, it's kind of tough because I just like John Travolta all around. I personally think no matter kind of what he's in, he does a good job in. He was good in Grease. He was good in Face Off. When you think of another movie that I thought he did really good in, have you ever seen Domestic Disturbance?
No, I think I've heard of it.
So Domestic
I have heard
Disturbance.
of it, I've never seen it.
Vince Vaughn was in that. John Travolta was in it, and I can't think of who that other guy. I can't think of what his other name is, but he played. Okay, you guys remember the movie I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry?
Yeah.
And his name, he played like the detective guy that had to come around and investigate whether they were actually a couple or not.
Yeah.
But I can't think of what his name is. But yeah, he was also in this movie too. I just can't think of exactly what his name is. But Joanne is saying she loves the background, Chris, and then she's also saying that yes, thank you, Joanne. That was his name, Steve
Buscemi.
Yeah, that was it,
Okay.
and I could not think of it, and I'm glad she pulled that up because I'm like, man, that was bugging me. I knew he was in that movie. But she says she likes him in dramatic roles. It's almost unexpected.
Yeah.
In a way it is. But
Well, I think with any genre for any actor, you just gotta find that one spot, like that one role you're really good at, and it could be multiple roles.
You do, but then there are other roles that you see them play that they've never played before that you're like, man, that was horrible. Like you're like that never they never should have played that role because that just does not fit their character at all. Completely horrible. All right. So we talked about, his best movies. We talked about we haven't even really talked about his worst movies, but if you had to think of his worst movies, Dragon Viper, what movie of John Travolta's did you not like?
I didn't like, and this is an unpopular decision, but mostly what I say is, I didn't like Saturday Night Fever. I didn't like the movie Be Cool with The Rock in it. I didn't care for that role of his at all in that. And then, I have to say, Look Who's Talking Now. I like the first two, Look Who's Talking, but when they made a third and it was about the dogs, and I didn't really care about him being in it. I didn't really care much about that movie, period. So, so those are my three that I thought was the worst in for him.
All right. How about you, Chris? Do you have like a movie that when you think of John Travolta that you're like that you never really want to watch because you just thought it was a completely horrible movie?
I wouldn't think horrible, but I know he was in the animated movie Bolt.
Oh, he was, huh? Yeah, I forgot that John Travolta was actually in that movie Bolt.
Never
I
seen.
mean, he played a dog basically, but I mean he was good. I just never really see him in that role, for like animated movies.
Well, but I will say I am with Dragon Viper on this one with definitely with Look Who's Talking. My mom used to watch that movie a lot. To me, it was kind of so-so. I really couldn't personally get into the movie all that well. I didn't think it was really all that great. And even Joanne agrees with that. Look Who's Talking wasn't a spectacular movie. Movies like that, when you see them make a first one, then they decide to make a second one, and then you're like, okay, they should have just stuck with the first. And then they decide to go in and try and make a third one. You're like, now you're completely killing it. Like, then it just dies off the whole series. And you're like, why? Why do you continue to sit there and try and make not only one, not two, but then you want to make three because it's Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking 2, and then you have Look Who's Talking Now. So and so that's why I know you're gonna be like, oh, trust me, I remember that because my mom used to watch it so many times. That's the only reason I remember exactly the order of those movies is for that simple reason. It's not because I sit here every day and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Look Who's Talking because it's on the TV. No, absolutely not. That's not my style.
Yeah, if I'm bored, I'm not, so skip it.
So you're gonna say if you're bored, you're gonna watch it?
No, that's what you're saying. So I'm not gonna choose to watch it, but if it's on, there's nothing on.
Potentially. I mean, even when I'm bored, I'm probably still not gonna watch it because I have so many different options that I could still. Most of the time, if there's not a game on that I want to watch and I'm searching through to try and find a movie to watch, if the only movie that's on is dumb, then I'll start watching a sport that I don't particularly usually watch. Like one day I tried to find a movie on and there was no movie on, so I ended up watching Spikeball. And so that's how I learned that there was a such sport of Spikeball because I couldn't find a movie to watch. So I'm like, hey, what is Spikeball? So I started watching it because there was just nothing good on. And it happens. It really does happen. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the actress side. And we're going to talk a little bit about Pamela Anderson. So, Dragon Viper, we're going to go with you with Pamela Anderson. And my son's saying hello. Dragon Viper, we'll start with you and Pamela Anderson. What was your favorite movie for Pamela Anderson?
Yeah, I'm just gonna label these Baywatch, Barbed Wire, and the cameo she did in Scary Movie 3.
I completely always forget that she was in one of the Scary Movies. I don't know why. I completely forget that she's in that.
Yeah, it's only because it's a cameo. I mean,
exactly. She wasn't in there for like a really, really long time. So I think that's a lot of times why I forget that she was in there. Because Scary Movie is like one of the ones. It wasn't huge. Like people didn't really like Scary Movie a ton, but it was more to me. I found it kind of funny because I am a horror movie buff, and I just thought it was funny that it sat there and made fun of all the horror movies that were out there, especially when it was something like The Ring or The Grudge, because the Ring was decent. The Grudge I thought was freaking horrible. It was terrible. So I'm glad that they made fun of that stupid movie because I would never waste my time ever again watching that lame movie. The Grudge never should have been made. That was completely stupid.
Saw was almost there too.
Saw?
Yeah, I didn't care for her.
Saw was good. But the only time that Saw got dumb was when they started making so many of them. That's when Saw got really dumb, because they didn't only make one, or two, or three, or four, or five. They kept.
What is it at 8 now or something? 8?
Actually, I think it's 9. I think it's 9. But because it's like okay, the main guy of Saw died, and then you think he died, and they go, but no, this guy actually kept it alive. And then you think he died, like, well, he's not actually the one that was doing it. It was actually, and you're like, okay, who was the one that was actually doing it then? Because you said the first guy died, that was the actual killer. Then you're saying the second guy died, that was the actual killer. And now you're saying, no, this guy was the actual killer. So I don't know. I'm like, gosh dang. But anyway, I can go off on a tangent on that. But Chris, I'm going to go to you. Pamela Anderson.
All right. Let's see. I'd have to know in particular order, but Scary Movie, Baywatch, and Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Okay, I definitely was not expecting.
Okay, I'll go one more and go with let's see.
I definitely was not expecting to hear the movie Scooby-Doo in that.
Let's go with.
No, if you like Scooby-Doo, that's fine.
Well, I remember it as a child.
For thinking that Scooby-Doo was in her top.
Only from childhood, so.
You're going what?
I was doing that one because I remember it from my childhood.
From your childhood.
Yeah.
No, and that's okay. I'm just saying, like, if that's some of your favorite.
Right.
Scooby-Doo, because realistically, as kids, how many of us actually watched Scooby-Doo? There was so many of us out there that actually watched Scooby-Doo.
The cartoon I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was like live action.
I know. You're talking about the live action one. And I know what you're saying about that. But I'm saying the cartoon was fantastic. But then you take these live action movies that were cartoons, and you're like, how can you make it into a live action movie? It's like when they tried to make the live action movie of Bambi. You're like, what? That to me, I thought was dumb when they tried to make a live action movie of Bambi. So you have somebody dressing up in a deer suit. Wow. Like, I thought that was a horrible idea. There's so many of them that, like, man, that's just dumb to try and make a live action movie out of this animated movie. Because just think, all these Disney movies that they had, like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, these many different ones that they tried to turn into live action movies. Alice in Wonderland, they had that as a live action. So you think about Pamela Anderson, and you think about some of her best ones that she did. Baywatch is definitely up there. You have to put Baywatch up there. How could you not? It was a fantastic movie.
She was in 2 of them.
Huh? But she was in the latest one with The Rock too.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's one.
And so that's actually the one that I'm pertaining to, was the actual Baywatch that she was in with The Rock. I thought that was a great movie. The older one was decent too, but it wasn't as good as the newest one with The Rock. You think about the superhero movie. I mean, that one was up and down, kind of. That wasn't spectacular. Hers was kind of. She was in interesting movies. There was really no movies besides Baywatch that really stick out to you for Pamela Anderson. How many of you have seen Pauly Shore is Dead?
Me.
I've heard of it.
She was in that one. What'd you think of Pauly Shore is Dead?
I didn't really care for it. Honestly.
Pauly Shore is Dead. Pauly Shore is Dead. Huh?
I said I didn't care for it. It kind of irritated me.
What did you
One
not like
movie-
about Polly? Huh?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Chris, it's fine. You go ahead.
One movie I only saw a couple minutes of, and then I turned it off with Borat. Apparently he was in there.
Borat, I could not even get through that whole movie. That movie was
I
freaking
couldn't either.
horrible. That movie was terrible.
Yeah.
Borat, I know Borat was supposed to be one of those movies that kind of had no plot to it, and it didn't have a plot to it. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. But, all right, now when you think of Pamela Anderson, what kind of movies do you think that Pamela Anderson is good in?
Honestly,
Honestly.
I don't know. I honestly think, besides the Baywatch and I mean, I don't know. I kind of see her all over the place, honestly. I don't have a real answer. I don't know. I'm just gonna say all over the place.
All over the place, right? Chris,
All
how
over
about you?
I don't even really see. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see her as an actress. I see her more as one of those models. But I mean, if she were to be in films, if I had to pick a genre, I'd just say all over the place. I can't pick just one.
All right, Chris, how about you?
I mean, yeah, she's more known, most likely, as a model. Maybe I would think of maybe in a comedy role, but she's also been in TV shows too, and I mean, maybe more of a comedy kind of movie.
Just stick to Baywatch. Let's just,
Yeah.
just stick with Baywatch.
Baywatch.
Right.
Simple enough. Just go ahead and stick with that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
Yeah, which brings us to basically the thing that we talk about every week too. Is there any movies this week that you guys have watched that you've never seen that you thought was actually really good? And Dragon Viper, I'll start with you.
I'm going to be honest. I have not seen one single movie this week. I have school started back up on top of work and everything else. That I have not had a chance to sit here and watch an actual movie. I will say though, because we were not on last week, I did want to point out that I did end up watching a few movies, the week before, and I did have to say that Steel Magnolias was actually a really good movie. So I did want to point that out. I hadn't seen anything this week, but the week before I did watch that, and it was actually good. So,
All right, Chris, how about you? Have you seen any movies this week that you thought were really good?
I haven't seen any movies this past week, but I do remember watching one over quarantine last year. Sleepless in Seattle. I thought that was a good movie.
Oh, okay. I know.
I mean, it was good. I wouldn't go. I don't know.
Are you into chick flicks, bro?
No, I'm
I
not.
haven't seen it, so
I also
can't
saw
relate.
Avatar.
I have
the
to
other
know.
day, too.
Are you into chick flicks?
No.
No. All right. So since this is your first time on the show, what genres of movies do you like?
I like action. I like comedies.
Action, comedies.
Adventure,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we all know what Dragon Viper likes. He kind of likes the movies like he likes his wrestlers. There's just so few and far between that he's actually liked or whatever. So,
I have more favorites in movies than I do wrestlers. There,
you know what?
I figured it out.
That I will say is definitely true. You know, this week though, I don't think that there's really any new movies that I watched. This week I watched a lot of reruns of movies that I've seen because as I'm going through looking on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, or just on the regular TV or whatever, I'm searching. I'm like, oh, I've seen this movie and I remember it being funny, but it's been so long that I want to go back in there and watch again to see if it's actually as funny as I remember the movie being. And some of them I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I went back and watched it again. And then other ones I'm like, well, there goes an hour of my life.
Actually, I do that a lot with What About Bob. I always try and find it, like maybe, once a week if I have the time to watch a movie. I actually do. That's one of the main movies I do go and watch is What About Bob. So.
What about Bob? What about Bob? Well, there are a few of those movies that you can definitely see on TV that you've seen so many times in the past that you can continue to watch because they're just one of those awesome movies that are spectacular. And that is technically one of them for you. For me, I like Draft Day. I like Moneyball. Those are all movies that I can sit there. If it's a sports movie, I can generally watch the movie over and 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 over.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
I've seen Draft Day, Rudy.
Randy finally watched Rudy. He finally
Rudy
watched
was good.
Rudy.
That was another movie I did watch that week was Rudy.
And I'm proud of you, Randy. You finally watched it. I'm so glad you finally watched Rudy and you realized how good of a movie it actually was.
Yes, and I know what I missed on that movie now. So next time Brandon decides to have some trivia and I'm on there and he talks about Rudy, I'll know what he's talking about.
So, yes, Brandon Herrera, Draft Day was amazing. And simply put, the reason why I truly believe that Draft Day is one of the best sports movies there was simply because of the fact that it gives you an in-depth look at what an NFL draft is actually like. So if you're wanting to see what it's like to watch an NFL draft, watch Draft Day, and it shows you exactly what it's like. And even Moneyball. It shows you a lot of the in-depth look behind the Oakland A's and what they have to go through of a small organization that has no money pretty much to work with because you have like the 50 feet of crap and then you have them that's down here because they have no money to work with whatsoever, but they still continue to win somehow in the regular season, but they can't pull it off in the playoffs and even the World Series. But Joanne's coming out and saying that I knew you would like Steel Magnolias, Randy. Sleepless in Seattle is a good one too. What About Bob is my favorite. And then Brandon Herrera saying you finally watched Rudy, so he was glad that you finally watched Rudy. Those are the different movies, sports movies besides Major League. Randy, I think you said you've watched Major League.
I have, but it's been years.
So your homework is to watch Major League again so you can see that one.
Okay.
All right, exactly. So you got to go back and watch that one. Let's see what other sports movies you really need to go. Have you ever watched Draft Day?
No.
You need to watch Draft Day. Have you seen Moneyball?
No.
You need to watch that one. Have you seen Trouble with the Curve?
No.
You need to see that one. Okay.
I've seen movies like Gridiron Gang and The Longest Yard and Angels in the Outfield.
Okay. You watch those movies. Okay, but the reason why I'm saying you need to watch like Draft Day and Moneyball is because this gives you an in-depth look at what it's actually like to be an actual GM/owner of the stuff that you're going through. So you can actually see real life stuff and get the background look at how things are actually done.
I've always liked those kind of movies though, where it kind of pulls back the curtain and shows you what it's like being in those kinds of environments.
$1 Million Arm, that was another good one also. Chris, have you watched that one?
No. I'll put that on.
Yes, watch that one. That one is a really in-depth look when they have to go to India and they have to find the first two people. They were trying to find people from India that could actually play baseball. And they go and find two guys that they can do it. And they actually turn them into pitchers. So it's an in-depth look at what it's like to try and go overseas and try and find players overseas and bring them back over here in countries that don't really play, because India was one that never really played baseball. So It was more of an in-depth look on trying to try and turn them into pitchers. So it was a great movie. It was absolutely great. Brandon Herrera is saying, I would love if a team would pull off a trade like that in draft day. You know what? I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure at some point we will definitely see it. But Chris, I'm going to turn this one over since you have seen more sports movies than Mr. Dragon Viper has.
Oh,
What is your top 5 favorite sports movies?
Top 5 favorite sports movies would be like maybe Draft Day, Rudy, The Water Boy. Trying to think of them all.
How about Miracle?
I remember Miracle was good. That one was a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember watching one Radio.
Radio was a great one. I liked Radio.
Yeah.
Radio was good.
it was good.
And then probably Major League.
Major League, that's definitely up there in my top 5. But now I was with you on a few of them to really start out with. Draft Day, Moneyball, probably my top 2, and that's only because of how realistic they are. Rudy's definitely up there too, a great one, because I just like the whole fact that even though it shows, because he's so small, it still shows that he doesn't give up. He does not give up on his dream to actually go out there and play. Brandon Herrera saying that his top 5 is Rudy, Remember the Titans, Blindside, Major League, and Moneyball.
Yeah.
Major League is
remember.
definitely, and yes, Blindside is definitely one too, because that's the whole story of why can't I think of his name? Michael Orr.
Yeah.
Michael Orr.
Yeah.
Michael Orr.
But yeah, that's why I like that movie too, because it was the in-depth story of Michael Orr.
I've seen that one.
Remember that? I'm glad you've seen
I remember
that one.
Yeah.
I've
seen Remember
you
the
know what?
Titans.
Another great one is that I might put in my top 5. We Are Marshall. That's a great one too. Dragon Viper, have you ever watched We Are Marshall?
Name sounds familiar. I think I have.
So We Are Marshall it's based on a true story. It was when the whole Marshall football team basically they got in a plane crash and the coaches and the players died, and so they had to petition NCAA to allow freshmen to play, and they had to rebuild their whole college football team because their whole team died in a plane crash.
Yeah, I have seen that. That was a good one.
Absolutely. So we are Marshall, Moneyball, Draft Day, $1 Million Arm, Rudy. Those to me are probably in the top 5. Of course, I like Major League because it's funny. Remember the Titans was good. Blindside was good. Oh, come on, Brandon. Every time. I can never escape a show without hearing something about Goldberg. I think there needs to be a movie about Goldberg. He going from a football career to being an icon. No, there does not need to be a movie about Goldberg. Because if there was a movie about Goldberg, I would never watch the movie because I don't give a crap. I really don't.
You could replace him with The Rock.
So I'm going to name my.
The Rock says this. The Rock says what he wants you to do, Brandon Herrera, is I want you to take that mic that's sitting in front of you. I want you to shine it up real nice.
Wow.
Well, all right. So back to movie night.
Wow.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna list my favorite sports movies.
Go ahead.
Because I have watched more than 3. I really like the Gridiron Gang. I mean, that was really good. Really, especially the story behind it. The Longest Yard, Sandlot, Rudy, Remember the Titans, and Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams was a good one.
I thought it was really good.
So have you ever actually went back on Google and looked at what the field actually looks like now after the Field of Dreams? it's kind of interesting too. It is interesting, and so go back and look at that one, and then go back and look at what the pictures look like of the Sandlot after the movie was filmed.
Okay.
Weren't the Yankees supposed to play a game at that site?
Yeah, they were. So they were supposed to. I think it was like the Yankees versus
Red Sox, I think.
I think so. I can't remember who exactly it was, but yeah, they were actually supposed to play at the actual Field of Dreams, where the Field of Dreams actually took place on that baseball field. Great. The Field of Dreams was an excellent movie too. And yes, trust me. Yes, it was Yankees and White Sox. That's what I thought. For some reason, the White Sox kept coming up in my mind, and I kept thinking of the White Sox. Anyways, we are almost at that point in the show to where we're almost out of time. So, of course, Chris made his debut on movie night. Dragon Viper's pretty much here every week. I don't know why, but he's here.
You guys would miss me if I didn't show up.
Oh, would I? So, because we talked about John Travolta today, I wanted to make a surprise for everybody, and this is including Dragon Viper and Chris. The goal is on movie night tonight that each one of you have to sing a solo from a clip of Grease.
Dragon Viper does not sing.
Let's hear it.
It's beneficial for
Let's hear it.
years.
And we got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, Dragon Viper. Go ahead and take it away. This
Dragon
is all
Viper.
you.
Dragon Viper does not sing. It is good for everybody's ears if Dragon Viper does not sing.
You got to sing.
Nope.
No.
I'm
Chris,
terrible
how about
for
you?
Singing. I'm terrible.
It's okay. You got this. You got it. Bust that solo.
Trying to think of a song.
Bust that solo. Come on. I know you got it. I know you got it.
I can't
Stranded
think of
at
a
the drive-in. Go ahead. Branded. Go ahead. You got it.
I can't think of a song.
You got. I was kicking one off
Huh.
for you. I was giving you what the first one was. I started singing it. Stranded at the drive-in. Branded a fool. You got it.
I can't think of the lyrics. Sorry.
All right. I'm sorry for all you people out there. I was trying to get everybody hopes up and have them bust a solo, but apparently Dragon Viper doesn't want to do it.
No,
Chris can't remember.
It's beneficial if Dragon Viper doesn't do it. There's a difference.
But that's when the crowd starts going, Dragon, Dragon.
Oh, here we go.
Dragon.
Oh.
Because they all want to hear it. They all want to hear it.
All right.
Do your best John Travolta imitation right here.
All right, you started off.
Which one?
The one you were just doing.
Stranded at the drive-in.
Oh, God. Branded a fool. What would
will
they
they
say Monday at school?
Thank
There you
you.
Thank you, Dragon Viper. You got it. All right, Chris.
I'm too
All
sober
right,
for
go
this.
ahead and do your best John Travolta. You've got it. Your best John Travolta.
I'm too sober for this.
You got it.
I don't,
Come on, Chris. If I had to do it,
Dragon Viper did it.
Made
I know
everybody
you can do
deaf.
it. I know you can do it.
all right, I'll do it.
Do it. Do it.
I don't.
Come on. Come on.
I can't think of anything.
No, you can't do. Come on. There's so many things out. There's so many songs out there that
Okay.
I got chills. They're multiplying. Come on. I got chills. They're multiplying. Come on. I'm starting
I
out
can't
for you.
think. I don't know.
Wow. All right. Well, everybody, we got a little bit of Dragon Viper out there to sing. We could not get Chris to sing. My apologies. I tried. Maybe next week or at some
Maybe
point
next
we'll get
week,
Chris
yeah.
to sing a solo. And at some point, you never know. We might have a little bit of a karaoke competition. So
Oh no,
let's keep-
please no.
you might see that at some point. But now we're going to go around the room. You got 30 to 45 seconds left to go ahead. And Chris, I'm going to start with you. Go ahead and say any last remaining thoughts you got.
Thanks guys for watching movie night. Glad to be on tonight, and I'll have some movie updates next week or whenever. And thanks for tuning in. And we got some great stuff lined up in the next, week or two, maybe month. So just keep
All
watching.
right. Mr. Dragon Viper, it's all you, sir.
I just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for all the comments. I once again, I'm glad we're back, me and Ace, after our little week vacation off. So from last Saturday. So, but I just want to thank everybody. Just continue, sharing these videos and commenting. And I don't know why Ace is singing when it's my time here. But anyway, yeah, and everybody just have a good night.
Thank you very much. All right. And yes, we want to thank everybody for watching another episode of Movie Night. And we will definitely see you again next Saturday for another episode of Movie Night. You can also catch us tomorrow night for another episode of Between the Ropes. And tomorrow morning, you will see MI6 versus Coast to Coast on Family Feud. So look out for that. It's going to be simply amazing. And I think Coast to Coast is going to go ahead and take that trophy home again. So everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you later. Peace out.